Do you have ruminating thoughts? Do you struggle because it just seems like you're worried all the time? This video is for you. Today we're going to talk about positive thinking and how that relates to ease and flow. Does your day go easily? Do you plan ahead and you just go from task to task and you take breaks as well? And it just seems that everything comes to you easily and you get into a flow state, which means you're really moving along and letting it flow, and it's flowing perfectly. Do you have that experience? Or do you have the experience of negative thoughts and negative self-talk and seems like roadblocks all the time, and you're worried about things and nothing seems to be going terribly positively? Well, we're going to talk about all that. So let's get started. Ease and flow is created by being aligned with Source, being in the present, and allowing for things to help guide you where you're going, to the tasks you're doing. So if I run into a lot of roadblocks, I might stop and take a break and not think about it for a few minutes, and then go in and try again and see if it's different, but let my brain do something else besides worrying what the obstacles are about or why they're there or how I can't do anything about them. So there are three things that affect our ability to be positive all the time. And again, as you know, you've been watching my channel, you know I've been going through some emotional stuff with the loss of a friend of mine, and that's been very painful. And so today I've been thinking, well, my meditation this morning was, I need ease and flow. I need to relax and let things happen in the way they're meant to happen. So one of the things that stops us from being able to be in ease and flow is the fact that we as humans have a negativity bias. That means that when we were living in caves, we had to watch our backs all the time. We had to worry about predators, prepare for predators, hide from predators, run from predators. We don't have that experience anymore, but our brains, unless we train them to think differently, they don't know the difference. So removing or working on that negativity bias means consciously affecting the thoughts that come in that are negative, reframing them possibly with a positive bent so that you feel a little bit more in control. And then you get to win because you planned to win. So much is about how we actually think and how we train our brains to think and move forward with that. We get stuck in our negativity bias and these other things that can make us stuck and forget we are powerful enough to choose to think differently. And that's the key to remember. The second thing that can stop us from thinking positively is rumination. Rumination means you have a worry, one phrase that just keeps coming back, and you let it, and it becomes this rabbit hole of worry and and then you can go deep into that rabbit hole and create all kinds of tunnels and all kinds of negative possibilities if you allow yourself to go there. With rumination, something that's important is to stop, drop, meditate, get in a tub, watch a movie, start to laugh on purpose. That will help the rumination because it's bringing up your cortisol. So what we need to do is bring down that cortisol, which happens through smiling and laughter and exercise and meditation. So choose your tool and find the way out of rumination. The third thing that happens is our brains and our ego are trying to protect us. They're trying to tell us that if we take this slight risk, that something bad's going to happen, because the ego wants us to stay in status quo. If we stay in status quo, we don't grow. Do you like my poem? Try and let yourself work without that status quo. Take a few risks. Not terrible risks. Don't jump off a building, but take a risk. Do something that scares you and see what happens. Because each time you're able to do that, you prove to yourself that you have the possibility to move forward and do more. And it's not a disaster. So how we talk to ourselves, do you say I can't, or do you say I can? Do you say it's impossible, or do you say anything is possible? It's so much about our belief system. Those are tied to limiting beliefs. Those are tied to the things that we learned growing up, and we can undo them. But it takes a lot of repetition and a lot of getting into a different kind of brain state, like with meditation and affirmations, that can get us out of those limiting beliefs. And I will say from personal experience that some of them can come back. It's a constant effort. So it's not a tiresome effort, because when you get past and you know that you are able to get to that next level, it is celebration time because you won. And then when they come back, you know where you have been. You know the good, you know the positive, and then you take the steps to move in that direction. My final thoughts today. One of the things that I have done in the past for negative thoughts, which was kind of a fun visual game because I work quite visually, and it was negative thought. I imagine the not sign, the do not sign, and then it was like push that thought away and think of it again and reframe it in a positive way with the outcome that I want. It's a beautiful, beautiful, fun game to do. And anything, you don't need the not sign, you don't need that do not sign. You can just simply say, you know what? I want that to happen differently. So I'm going to imagine, because our brains don't know the difference, that happened the way I want it. And I'm not talking about manipulating people or anything like that. I'm talking about you imagining the best case scenario for your situation. And it may not all happen the way you were hoping. I bet that happens better than you were expecting. Try new things, and remember, the neurons that fire together wire together. So a lot of what we've learned is just because it's been repeated. And in order to fire new neurons and have them wire together, we have to make the effort to continue moving forward and take some small risks and celebrate the wins, because those risks were possibly emotionally a little bit tough. So make sure you also celebrate on the other side. You did it, you reframed it, you made it happen, and yes, it happened the way you wanted. Remember that, because that will help a lot. Happiness is a choice. Oprah Winfrey says, thoughts are a vehicle to change. We also know thoughts are things, according to quantum physics. When people talk about as above, so below, as above, so below, as above, so below. When you're doing yoga, you're stretching up and down, rooting into the ground at the same time. As above, so below. Let your brain be above. Let your feet be below. So as above, so below. When you work on your thoughts, your actions will become more easy and more flowing. And that will get you back to ease and flow. I hope this helps. If you like my channel, please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button so you know when I make a new video. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Thank you.